So I'm going to show you how to go to the website thingiverse.com and download something, bring it into our Cura software for our 3D printer, and save it so that you can send it to the library and we will give you your 3D print. So here's the Thingiverse main page, and on the main page they have uploads from many people who share their designs, design after design. So scrolling down here, you can see a Christmas tree decoration that you can put a light in, a snowflakes TIE fighter, a tire pen holder. There's a huge variety of what people will 3D print. Here we're on page 2. There's a 3D Christmas tree and a battery holder. Anything you can think of, someone has designed. So I'm going to do a search at the top, and I'm going to try phone holder and click search. And so here we have some results for phone holder, and I really like this cat one right here. You can see here is a minion, here's an elephant, but I'm going to grab this cat one here, select that on the picture. So thing details is going to tell me if there's any problems or any suggestions. And this one doesn't have too many, so that's good. You can see the picture here, and we can scroll through. There's another view, and then here is it kind of from the software point of view. So this has been made where people have kind of commented 116 times, and then there's 19 comments. So I will often take a look here and see if there's anything that people suggest that there's any problems. So as long as the majority of people seem to be good, then it's probably going to work for us. So we're going to scroll back to the top. Thing files is where I get my files from. Up here at the top, you can kind of download all files, but I find if there's several that really I want to go and kind of pull them in separately as I do them. So I go to Thing Files here, and here is what we're looking for, and we're going to click Download. So that's going to put this file in my download folder. So then I'm going to open up the Cura software. So I went to Ultimaker, I looked for Ultimaker Cura, and I downloaded the software onto my computer, and this will give us the file we need to 3D print. So I'm going to go to the file folder at the top and pull the cat stand from my download folder. And I'm going to select on the image of the cat stand holder. And over here, this is some of our controls on the left-hand side. And so this is where it is on the axis. So if we changed some of these numbers here, it's kind of moving it around the board. But I don't want that. I like it right in the middle, which is 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to leave that in place. Select my model. Here is where you can scale it larger or smaller. So let's say I didn't think that was big enough. I could change it to 150. And if I have uniform scaling selected, that will keep all this the same size, and it will make it stay the same proportions as it makes it bigger. So there it is, bigger, but I'm going to keep this one at 100% for now because I feel like this is going to fit most phones. Is going to be the size that I'm looking for, so that's what I'm looking for here. If I wanted to rotate this, that's the next selection here, and you could stand it up or lie it down depending on if you felt like it needed, the file that you pulled in was going to print better if you rotate it. And this handy little button here makes everything lay flat. So that's a handy feature. Okay, so here we have our Ultimaker 2 Plus Connect. That's our device. So when you download Cura, you're going to want to select this as the 3D printer. And then what we have for material is generic PLA, and this is our nozzle, 0.4 millimeters. So that's the settings. This is standard to Cura, so we're just going to keep that the same. So here is where we're going to look at some settings. So I'm going to click the down arrow to pull up some of our settings. So if the few that we're going to look at here, one is normal, and this is the quality. So if it was super detailed, you would want extra fine or fine, or if it really wasn't that detailed, you can go to draft. I think for our purposes, I think normal is fine. So if you had a really big print and you wanted to be able to reduce the time, you might be able to change that to draft and make it print a bit faster because its detail isn't so fine. So infill talks about the amount inside. So if you're building a figure, it's not going to fill full all the way up in the middle of your figurine. So 20% is pretty standard, so I'm going to stay with that. And grid is the style that I have as standard as well, where it builds the inside as a grid pattern. And so speed. So this cat is pretty basic. So I'm going to change it to 90 millimeters per second instead of 60, just to kind of speed the process along a little bit. And again, that can depend on the intricacy of your design. So support. So if you have a figure and it has an arm outstretched, that arm is not going to be able to build without some support underneath it. And so this is where you would build that support, and you would generate your support here. And I would click on these 3 bars here and change it to tree and and select tree. Okay, so now we've pretty much got our settings here. I don't need support, so I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to now click slice. So what slice is going to do is it's going to create the layers. Our 3D printer is going to go around and around and build up the design in layers. And so this process is going to create the layers for me. So this cat phone holder is going to take 1 hour and 44 minutes. So you can always check the time to make sure that the time is in the allowable time for the 3D printer. And it's going to be 23 grams. So we know that the base price is $1 plus 10 cents a gram. So it's going to be $2.30 for the gram weight plus the dollar base price. So for your cat phone holder, you're going to be at $3.30. So you always have an idea before you send a print to the library how much that print is going to cost you. And so just click Save to Disk, and then you're all set to forward that file to the library, and we'll get it printed for you. Any questions with this process? Let us know.